So I was at your show a couple weeks ago at the Echoplex.
Oh,
First time seeing you live.
Right.
And what was so amazing that I really respected about you is that you had zero effects on your vocals.
Yeah, man.
And you sounded better live. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
That's props to you, because a lot of people, especially from our generation, they gotta, and nothing wrong with it, but they gotta add layers and stuff. But you were like a true talent up there, man, and the people were reciting your words word for word, man, and I really respected that.
Yeah, it was a trip, man. I didn't even expect that myself, Yeah, but
man.
I was really happy about it.
Welcome to Los Angeles.
Yo, thank you for
Daniel Caesar, man. I think you got next up. That's why you're here right now.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So what brings you out here? I know you had a few shows, but I know you've been in some sessions. I know you saw a photo of Reyes.
Yeah, I did Mary J. Blige
and Keitra.
Yeah.
How was that session?
It was surreal, man, because it was just, that was like I mean, I've had sessions before, but that was kind of just like the first, where it was like someone that I listened to growing up, and then we're like in the same room and I'm writing lyrics, and then she's like right there, and then she takes them and like sings it in the booth, and it's the words that I wrote,
Wow.
It's crazy.
And you think something's gonna really, how you have sessions but not everything always surfaces.
Yeah.
You think something's gonna,
that one I feel like at least one of the, I think so.
Is it surreal?
I think so.
I mean, I know she's probably, coming from your background, gospel and soul music.
Yeah.
Is that, do you get nervous when you're around these type of people?
The first, because we did 2 sessions. The first day, I was nervous for the first little bit, but I don't know. I think it was I just kind of like found my rhythm.
You found yourself.
I was nervous because I was like, I know how I write personally. It's like a very personal thing where it's like, if I go into a session and something happened that day that I'm like is on my mind, I can't like go in the session and write for someone else, like what someone else is going through,
Yeah.
But I did it. So I'm happy about that.
And for those who don't know, you are representing Toronto, but are you originally from Toronto?
Yeah, Scarborough. I was born in Scarborough. Grew up in Oshawa, which is like a small suburb, like 40 minutes outside of Toronto.
Word.
Yeah.
And what put me onto you was, I think it was like a year or two ago, my homie, my good friend from Toronto as well, Sean Brown. I know he kind of did the cover for Pilgrim's Paradise.
Yeah.
Right? And it just goes to show you how important a visual cover is. 'Cause I had no idea who you were, but that cover was so powerful, and you were like falling from the sky, and you were wearing like a sand or all white. It's very powerful, and that alone made me want to listen. And then from that point on, that it had me hooked. And then once I hear something and it really hits me. When I heard "Get You," that's when I was like, 'cause I hadn't heard. I heard the Japanese denim joint, but when I heard "Get You" featuring Cali, that's when I was like, it's a rap.
Damn.
Like R.I.P. Like this guy's gone. Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, thanks, man.
I really enjoy your writing style, and you have a real message. You're young, and I think it's really dope to see people embrace you and stuff. So
yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah,
it still shocks me every once in a while. Just like how much like the positive feedback.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is that for what we do, for all of us musicians, DJs, or people in the music, or any type of artist, whether you're painting or whatever, nobody teaches us or preps us for success, and the moment you start blooming fast, and with social media, with just the pressure of the people, so it's like a lot of people could have talent, but it's like what sets you apart, and having thick skin and being able to be good with that health and wellness and stuff. So
it's man, it's like just being self-aware. You really got to try and like keep yourself in check, because realistically no one, unless you have like, I'm lucky that I have a team around me that we have the group chat going, they roast me all the time and but it's like, no one's gonna, especially like when you're trying to be a star or whatever, like the whole idea of being a star is that everything revolves around you. And when that happens, you become less of a nice person, So you got to keep yourself in check.
Stay humble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we'll actually talk about them later, because you have a very strong team, and I actually know some of them as well. Do you produce your own music?
No, I write it.
You write it?
I write it, so like...
Who produced Violet?
Violet was actually Brandon Hornacek back in Oshawa.
Word.
So, before I like really officially moved out to Toronto, I had some homies that I used to work with. Brandon Horncheck was one of them, and he just showed me the beat one day, and I just off the top sort of like sang that, and I brought it to Jordan. I didn't know what it was, and he heard it, and he was like, oh, this is a smash or whatever, and he had the vision. So
I was gonna say too. So I don't know if you know, this beat behind us is produced by Jordan Evans.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, crazy, right?
I recognize that.
Yeah, man. You can tell by the arrangement and the drums. But I think we were talking about your team before the break, and let's speak about your team. So Jordan, does Jordan co-manage you?
Yeah, him and Matthew.
Yep.
And
they both
Kayvon.
and from a producer background as well. And I think that's so dope, because here you are. I feel like the new motto is just being independent and just DIY.
Yeah.
And being that, especially Jordan, he's had some serious placements.
Yeah.
You know, and he knows the game. I think that's just so cool. Like, it's super rare that you hear about a producer, you know, also being willing to help out another artist and be a part of that team and help them develop. I think that's tight. It's rare. It's a rare dynamic.
You have no idea how thankful I am. I know for a fact that, like, I know I'm good at what I do or whatever, but I know that it wouldn't be where it is without every single member of the team.
Yeah.
And so I see other artists that aren't as lucky, you know, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
So thankful.
And who else do we have back behind you right now? Because I think there's a representation of your music and what you do. Who else is in here?
So we got Matthew Burnett. Well, Matthew's not here right now, but he's the other manager. We got Kayvon Yazdani. He does like the photography and he manages me as well. Anthony Osei, he does like all the press and the PR and stuff. Like Word. Some of the biggest just looks that I've gotten, you know, it was him.
Word.
And we got Riley Bell, he's just the engineer.
Nice.
And he mixes everything as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's just like all the guys so talented, just like it's crazy.
And who produced Get You?
Get You, that was Matt and Jordan.
Wow. That song's incredible. The pocket space and the arrangement and just the way your voice falls in between. How did the Caliucci's, why her? Like, how did that connection come through?
How that happened? Oh, so she had just reached out. She heard Violet a long time before. She'd reached out and she just said that, you know, she was down to make music together. And so when Get You came about, I wrote the last part of the song, This Feels Like Summer, You Make Me Feel So Alive. Like, I wrote that and I wanted to have a girl sing it. And so I asked her to sing it for me, and she recorded and sent it over. And she also sent over just like 2 super fire verses.
Wow. So
we're just like, hey, yeah, you earned that. So
yeah,
we put her on there. And
what's dope is on stage you guys have that chemistry as well.
Yeah, man. Yo, she's great.
Yeah,
she's really
she has a great following as well, and she has a message as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw the video, man, that was very what's the word for it? Trying to think, but the vibe and just the direction that it took me, with Bad Bad Not Good. You did it back in your hometown, yeah?
Yeah, man. And on the east side of the city.
Yeah. How does it feel? I mean, you already had some great traction, but now with this song, it seems like, what's next for you right now? Like, now that you have all this momentum, you have all these eyes, you're out here as well. The Grammys are coming up. Like, how do you feel about life?
I mean, I say it like I feel every day, but it just feels like a dream, like a real. I really like question, like, is this really happening? Sometimes, you know, it's crazy, but I'm just thankful, you know.
Yeah,
I'm just thankful. There's so much going on, so many things that I thought could never happen. Like, I always wanted them to happen, but I was like, nah, that's like, you know, that's some far-fetched dreams, hoop dreams or whatever.
But here we are, man.
And they're all happening. So now I'm at a point where it's, geez, like, what can't I do, you know?
Yeah.
Not to, you know, just like anything is possible.
Yeah.
It actually makes sense now.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. And, you know, I was actually talking about it with a friend the other day, is that there's so much music coming out. You know, like, we had Sanford come out, Sid just dropped something.
Yeah.
There's so much music, and sometimes there's so much fire, but it's hard to digest everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's certain songs that you've written that just stand out. So, what is it about Toronto right now, man? I don't know what it is, what's in the water, what's in the food, but there's just such a, I don't know, man. There's just so much energy and creation coming, so much creativity coming from the city. When I just came back from there recently, and not just on the music side, but just like even on a creative level. And you know, the term creative director is used very loosely nowadays, but there's just so many creatives, man. And what is it?
Honestly, I mean, there's no way to really say for sure. My opinion, I think it's just like a counterculture type thing. You know, it was the city had just, you know, carding out for so long, and then Drake came along, and just he like did his thing, you know. And now it's almost, he kind of, after that it was it's just like a counterculture thing. There's a lot of people that I got to do it this way, the way that he did it, or else it's not gonna work. Yeah. And now I feel like there's people like me, people like, you know, River Tiber, Charlotte, Sean Leon, people that that care about just doing very creative, like original stuff, that don't want to sound that, you know, very identity driven. I feel like I hope I'm making sense.
Speaking of Sean Leon too, we got this beat. This is Eastbound, and you know, Wonder Girl too. They've been on the production level, been an important part of the Toronto sound. I feel like, as well as Bad. You know, there's just there's so much talent.
It's so much, yeah.
And then yourself, you know, you're like the new wave and coming in hot, coming in heavy. So, but you know, I hope I don't get the impression that it's like a competition. You know what I'm saying? It's we can't even forget about The Weeknd as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's just so much going on, but what's dope is it's just one after another. It's a great thing to see, man. It's
like friendly competition. Like I know it's like River Tiber, when I heard Acid Test, that song like messed me up. I was like, jeez, I gotta go back to the drawing board, make better songs, you know? Yeah. But I love that. I love that. You guys
are just pushing each other.
You pushing each other. There's no animosity, no nothing like that. It's just like positive.
That's a great outlook that you have, that you don't see it like in a negative demeanor.
No.
With that said, we haven't even talked about your roots. You've been singing for a long time. You have a gospel and church background, for those who don't know. And what was that like growing up in a household with like, you know, the gospel, you know, direction and that whole influence behind you?
It was, I'm very thankful for, you know. It was there's music always going on all the time, you know. My father have like family worship most nights, you know, so like we do a lot of family singing, you know, all that sort of stuff. And as I got older, became a teen, you know, I get a little bit of teen angst and stuff like that, and it was kind of trying to push against it. But that was also the thing that I pushed against it, and it pushed me here, you know, to where I am. And now I'm the next project is gonna like have a lot more gospel influence than anything, you know, I've put out so far. So it's kind of all come. It's like cyclical, you know, it's come full circle.
Yeah, that's amazing that you still keep it alive in your music, and even in high school, that's when you found your rhythm, right? That's when you kind of found who you are in terms of that you can really do this like on a vocal level.
Exactly.
I understand that you know, learning music theory in high school wasn't your thing, and I'm sure you felt like an outcast. So you actually dropped out of school, yeah?
Yeah, man. I failed choir, grade 9, and grade. Well, I didn't drop out. It was a complicated situation, but I got kicked out of school in grade 11. Then went back, grade 12, finished it up, and didn't go to post-secondary. Just went to the city and was like couch surfing and stuff like that for a little while until all it worked out.
Yeah, but I mean, again, look where you're at now. So it's like
I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, that determination and stuff like that. You found your team, and then you mentioned Sean Leon as well, right?
That's
you guys part of the same crew?
Yeah, XXI.
Word.
I met him. Honestly, like I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. I met him grade 11 after I'd just been kicked out of school, and I started working with him, and he just really he helped form my perception on just like music and creativity, you know, just the whole, you don't even realize how accustomed you are to rules as far as creativity goes, but school doesn't teach you how to like some like how to
Yeah.
school doesn't teach you how to live a life with beautiful things in it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's something you have to teach yourself. And
That's
by
you
living,
have to exactly. It'll teach you how to operate properly in society.
Yeah.
But it was meeting Matt, and like, you know, everything he likes, he knows why he likes it. He knows why he does the things he does, and all that stuff, you know. And I picked up a lot of different things. He's a maniac. I've never seen anybody work as hard as he does.
That's
still
real.
don't.
Wow. What's
crazy.
On the last note, like, what's your main goal? Like, what's your main motive right now? Like, where are you trying to really take this? Like, are you trying to focus more on touring, or are you trying to just put out, like, you know, like the next best album? Like, what's the motive right now?
Trying to just all around, just, you know, artist. We're definitely gonna be touring this year, but the project hopefully is gonna be coming out in actually I don't want to say yet, but it's coming out hopefully soon.
And you said it has the gospel sound direction in it.
That's where I'm headed.
Word. Well, yeah. I think, man, once again I want to thank you. From our conversations, you were already aware of Soulection and stuff, but you were actually demanded by the people. Like, that's something we really stay in touch with our people, the supporters, and we ask them, like, who do you want to see? And a lot of people have been asking for you. So this is like, this really makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you.
And heads up, we're working on a Soulection festival, so hopefully, you know, we could figure something out. You know,
hey, man.
And we would love to have you.
Absolutely.
And let's keep this going, man. So now that I know, we're gonna be sending some music over to Jordan and the crew.
Yeah.
And let's try to figure this out.
Absolutely.
All right, man. But thank you. But before you head out, could we get into one more track that's live from you, like just some rare edition right now?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Let's do Get You.